What's up, everybody? Big Dane here with the Crypto Great Dane Physical Bitcoin channel. And this is the Kialara review. So what is Kialara? Kialara is one of the oldest and most respected physical Bitcoins out there. It was created in 2014 by Max. And what did Max do? Max brought creativity and the marriage of Bitcoin and artwork together. And it's that collaboration that makes these so special. Now, before we dive in, I wanted to hammer home the point about Bitcoin and artwork together making physical Bitcoin. So there's two components, right? We have the Bitcoin, and then we have the tangible object that the Bitcoin is held on. If the tangible object is not special, then there's no incentive to not pull the Bitcoin off, right? So it's important that the tangible object be special. And that's what Kialara did. It really created a special piece of artwork to hold that Bitcoin, to incentivize people to never pull the money off. The value grows together, the artwork and the Bitcoin itself. And in order to get that Bitcoin off, you must destroy the art. And it's that collaboration that makes this so special. So Kialara, like I said, was made in 2014. Unlike some of the other physical Bitcoins out there that were made into coins, Kialaras are like a square shape, kind of like this one here. This is a 2014, the first one, made out of aluminum, denominated 100,000 bits. And the hologram and the private keys are stored within. There were 2,500 of these produced, and they sold out very quickly. So at this time, too, his motives were charity as well. He collaborated with Haven Beehives to build beehives out in society, and a portion of sales were donated to that back in 2014. So it was very successful. Now I'd like to take a step back real quick and talk about the website. The current website, Kialara.com, is a functioning website. You can go there now and see all of the projects that he has done. Every one is sold out except for some of the fine art that he collaborates with, and we'll talk about that, but some of those are still available. But all of the Kialaras themselves sold out and years ago. So let's pull up some Kialaras here. So in 2014, the original Kielara came out. Okay, this was it right here. The year after that, 2015. 2015 came out a similar version right here. This one had a gold. You had a choice of the silver and the gold B. Now these also came out in a stainless steel. The first year, 2014, they were done in, like I said, aluminum. So you can see here, from the first year in 2014 to 2015, the weights doubled. So you now have this heavier Kialara. And just while we're looking at this picture here, this is a well-constructed piece of hardware here. The Loctite, these screws you can't take out, glass covering the coin in the middle with the hologram on the back. In order to get the private keys from the center of this Kialara, you must tear it apart, and then it will be destroyed. This is not the hologram that was on the back of those, but I just wanted to show you what one of the holograms looked like. This is from the Exogenesis, which we'll see. So 2014, 2015, here is the silver and gold versions. Now the 2015 version was a 1 Bitcoin. Obviously Bitcoin back then was much cheaper than it is now. I've seen these sell on the secondary market for extraordinary amounts of money. Every once in a while you can find them. There's two on eBay right now for around $4,000. So let's go to the next year. In 2015, the silver version there was 250. The gold version they only made 100. And the silver and gold refer to that Bitcoin B there in the center. Let me just go back and show you that. This right here, this portion here, this is the gold, and then the silver is up here. You can see that's the only difference there, as well as the mintage is different. Okay, so the next one that came out was the Labyrinth. This is the Kialara Labyrinth. Construction virtually the same, although the center coin here, you can see it came with balls in like a maze, right? And you were supposed to kind of try to get all the balls in the center. Holograms on the back. There were three types of these Labyrinth coins. You had the silver. The silver version, there was 700. The ceramic ones, there were 2,500. And then there were some secret ones, the ruby ones. There were only 21 of those. The ruby, I have a picture of the ruby labyrinth right here. Ruby Labyrinth. Okay. All right, so after that, he decided to bring in artists, okay? And the artists brought a whole new level to the Kialara brand. He brought in him as an artist. He created the Soul of Satoshi. I'll show you a picture of that. This is the Soul of Satoshi piece. The original has long since sold. The prints have all long since sold. And this is the Kialara for the Soul of Satoshi. And this is kind of how these were. They would put the artwork in the front, and then the keys were still stored inside of the device. Okay? There were 500 of these made. He also brought in an artist named Ricky Allman. Ricky Allman is a well-known artist. He is an art teacher at the University of Mizzou. He has some very nice pieces. And he custom did pieces for Max at Kialara. Those pieces first were the Excavator Elevator series. And here you can see the two originals. The two originals, which have all long since sold. The Excavator Elevator 1 prints have all long since sold, but you can still get the Excavator Elevator print series off of the Kialara website. He also did the To the Moon series. This is the To the Moon series here. You can also see it hanging right there. 21 prints, that's obviously not an original, but 21 prints, that's number 14 hanging on the wall. And I want to say there's 2 or 3 left at Kialara. Here's the second canvas, okay? And this is for the To the Moon series, which turned into a Kialara piece here. I'll show you that. But I first wanted to go back to the excavator. All right, so this is the Ricky Allman Kialara pictures that you can see, excavator, elevator right there. And this is how it's kind of constructed, put together, keys inside, but a artist print there of excavator, elevator. I wanted to show you. There was also an artist, Julie. I can't pronounce her last name right now, but this is her piece, and she also did part of the Kielara series. Okay, so Ricky Ullman and his pieces formed one Kielara. Julie and her piece formed another Kielara, and the solo Satoshi. They all did the prints with the keys inside, left do-it-yourself for you to fund, and there were 500 of each one. Okay. Now, I also wanted to show you. He also did a. Now, this is not considered part of the Kielara series, but he created this interesting project here where funding of a $100 bill and locked in this case here. You can see the bill itself with the glasses on it, and the hologram right here where they funded, you could fund your bill. I believe they actually came funded, and these were sold. There was only 10 of them, I believe. Locked inside, you can see the void right there. I have never seen any of these out in the real world or even for sale online. This note holds 0.23 bitcoins, the equivalent of $100, January 3rd, 2016, the 7th anniversary of Bitcoin blockchain. So this was a fun project. It's not considered part of the Kielara series, but an interesting project that Max did prior to the later work that he did from 2017-18 on to today. I also wanted to go back. I should have showed you this earlier. This is the layers of a Kielara, the original one there. And you can see how it's put together. Glass, the Loctite, the different layers of the coin itself, the keys underneath, and then the back. You can see the many, many layers of this and how it's put together. It's not just an empty case. It's more complex than that. Okay, so going back to the Moon series. So this was based off the Ricky Ullman To the Moon series. We have, here is the To the Moon. So this is the Moon Kielara right here. This came in 2017. There were 3 different types of it. You have the 100,000 bits, the 500,000 bits, and the 2 Bitcoin. All right, so 3 different types. They all virtually look the same except for the denominations and the mintage of those denominations. 100,000 bits, there were 250. 500,000 bits, there were 100. And the 2 Bitcoin To the Moon, there were only 21 made. Okay, and this is the first Kielara that brought in this little circle here at the top. Okay, and this is actually my favorite part of these new Kialaras that came out in 2017. So if you look in this corner here, you can see a little rock or something there. That is an actual piece of the moon. And this little bubble or glass circle here for the Kialaras that came after all hold something special now. So this is an actual piece of the moon that came with those Kialaras from 2017. Here is the piece of the moon. And there's more details on how that happened and where, the moon pieces and where they came from and all that on the website, okay? So now let's go to 2018. 2018, he came out with the Hydra series, okay? The Hydra series, I do see these for sale sometimes. Same kind of deal, put together. They're slightly different. The emerald version is black here. Now, the bubbles in the corners of these, you have the diamond, which is an actual diamond, the emerald, which is an actual emerald, and the ruby, okay? Now, the mintages of this, the diamond, there was 150, emerald 150, and only 21 of the ruby were made. All the bars were 100,000 bits. Sold in suites if you could afford to buy them all. But 150, not too many of these. The mintages came down a little bit this year. All of them sold out immediately. Okay, that is the Hydra series. Okay, and then after that, Max collaborated with Ricky Allman again for the Messenger series. Okay, now the Messenger series, the difference in this is much like the 2015 prints that he did with him, Julie, and Ricky. Those were prints. The difference with the Messenger series are these are original Ricky Allman pieces. All right, there was 10 of each of the 3 series, okay? And this is what they kind of look like. These are original pieces, okay? Now, they were expensive. So what you have is the first ones that came out were the 2050. The 2050, there were 10 total, okay? And 0.048 Bitcoin was on these. It's up to you to fund. Let me rephrase that. And the point of that figure is if you funded 0.048 Bitcoin onto your Messenger, by the year 2050, you would own a full block of the blockchain, okay? So there were 10 of those. They all sold out. The next was the 2040. These sold for $12,000 a piece. They were funded by you for 0.39 Bitcoin, which means you would own a block of the blockchain in 2040. And then the last one was the 2030. And the 2030, they were sold for $15,000 each. They were funded with 1.56 Bitcoin. And that means you will own a block of the blockchain by the year 2030. There were 10 of each of those series. So 10 of the 2030, 10 of the 2040, and 10 of the 2050 produced. So these have all sold out. I've seen one for sale, for resale, but they're very expensive, obviously. Okay. And then the next and final project that was created by Max is the Exogenesis. The Exogenesis came out last November, a year ago November, 2021. And this is the Exogenesis. It's a beautiful piece. I'm going to zoom into the corner here. You can see the stone. Now this stone is called a Japara stone. And a Japara stone comes from a meteorite. That's what makes it so special. This is the hologram for the Exogenesis. This is the Exogenesis hologram here. These came in variations of the stone. So when we look at the Kialaras, we have 3 different types. They have different denominations. The 2 million sats, there was a 3.5 millimeter stone in the corner. For the 5 million sats, it was a 3.78 millimeter Japara stone in the corner. And for the 10 million sats, it was a 4 millimeter stone in the corner. And the mintages for those go down all the way to the 4 millimeter stone, which only 21 of those were released again. Okay? Now I actually have this one right here, so I'm going to show it to you. Comes in this little black pouch. Also comes with the mintage number, the address, cleaning cloth. Comes in this beautiful custom fitted case for it. And I will hold that up for you there. And then if you look behind, you can see the hologram and the denomination there. So this is the Kialara Exogenesis. And that is the final project up to date. Max takes his time on coming up with projects. They don't come out multiple times a year. They don't even come out yearly. Takes his time, plans it out, thinks of something great, does it the right way, and then they show up. So if you're interested in these Kialaras, you can go to the website, you can get on the mailing list, and when they drop, they'll let you know. I've heard rumor that 2023 there'll be a new Kielara coming out, but these are spectacular pieces. So let me see if I just missed any pictures I wanted to show you. This is the excavator elevator. You can see this is the Prince. Here's the Julie one. I'm sorry, Julia, I can't say your last name. And the addresses, like I said, are inside. So that is that. Okay. The last thing I wanted to say was there was a collab smoothie from Leilana, actually modified a Kielara. Now this isn't considered a Leilana piece. This is a Kielara piece. But Smoothie actually modified one, adding his holograms to it. And then this was auctioned off on the forum. So this is a Kielara Labyrinth modified by Smoothie, auctioned on the forum, and I've never seen it again. So just wanted to let you know that was floating around out there. Okay, so that's the Kielara review. I appreciate y'all for coming. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's talk shout-outs. So first, I'd like to give a shout-out to Kielara from Max. Man, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Like to give a shout-out to Ricky Allman and Julie, the artists that are helping making this possible. They're doing great work. Agrowas, The Real Duke, The Lesbian Cow, Slim Zach, Mr. Mojo Rising, Dustin Westerbeck, MX12 Levins. Man, he's doing some great computer-generated art out there. You might have seen it hanging behind my head. MX Levins. Love that. Jan Emill, Fat Cat, Turbo Dogma, Dirty Bird E, Swiss Crab. I'm going to throw in a newbie, 123 Dave. Get out there. Let's grab some stuff. I'd like to thank my wife and all the other wives out there that are tired of listening to their husbands talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin collectibles. Hang in there, because we're doing this all for you. All right? We appreciate you guys. Big Dane out. Look for that next video. It's coming. Like and subscribe. See ya.